she has been so built up by the media right now. I've got to believe next week we're going to see this little bit of, well, are we sure? Is she as godlike? Is she as special as we're all saying? No, because
I mean, is it the media or is it that Democratic-based voters are responding to her?
Has a point. And my friends in the media and my friends who are in the Democratic Party need to grapple with this point, and I know that they won't, or I fear that they won't, which is that there's a whole swath of America out there who feels like they have been systematically gaslit about Joe Biden and his age. Yep. There have been segments. There have been people who work in this building who have written browbeating things about the New York Times, even polling on the issue of whether Biden is too old. Like, that's pretty controversial, New York Times. I'm not sure you should do that. It's in March of this year that between Robert Hur coming out and people such as Kamala Harris saying that Robert Hur's thing was clearly politically motivated, she said, and obviously inaccurate. She said that in February. So to come off after all of this, and then suddenly a bad debate, everything gets scrambled up, and then Kamala comes, and we see 1 week of flowing and gushing, yes, reflection of the euphoria that is real that people are experiencing. And I actually am happy that people are experiencing euphoria. However, that feeling that the other people are experiencing is also real, which is that stop gaslighting us right now. And if you keep doing it, I've gotten emails from, and I'm not a pro-Trump person at all, from people who saying, if people keep doing this, I'm thinking about rage voting for Trump. That is a terrible outcome.
You know what I found about that intro that you just saw about CNN panicking over rage voters for Trump? Is the idea that it's a lack of self-awareness, right? It's because Abby Phillips, who's the one, I think she was the lady, the black lady in the show, that you kept seeing. I think it was on her show that this happened. She made an interesting thing. She said, "Oh, is it the media, or is it the people galvanized by the fact that they got a new candidate that's in the race? They got a new chance to actually win." And I go, "Yeah, 97% of y'all guys are Democrats. So of course, you as a Democrat are happy about the fact that you got a new candidate, and then you're reporting the news in that same manner." And this is one of the reasons why I point out how bias leaks into the work of an individual. Google just got finished being exposed. I mean, was exposed, but it's becoming so blatant. The bias, the political preferences of these people who control the technology. And the fact that people in the 1990s saw this coming, it amazes me. It shows you that nothing really changed in human nature, right? But before I go into my more like long-winded discussions about how now the Democrats are trying to label Republicans, JD Vance, and Trump as weird, right? White dudes, they got the white dudes for Harris. We're gonna do some of my take on them as well. I want you to look at this clip of how everything around Kamala Harris is just nothing but hype, right? I know I've been talking a lot about Kamala Harris, but it's the fact that the media keeps pushing this person in my face. And it's the fact that her supporters, right, keep essentially gaslighting black people into supporting her when she don't have no platform. All the policies I do know of her, when she ran as senator, when she ran as a 2020 Democratic candidate, I don't like none of them. I already told you, I don't need to rehash that argument again. If you want to take out my full thoughts about Kamala Harris, you just look up the major concerns of Kamala Harris. That's one of my videos where I fully critique her, why I don't like her. And that's before I even mention how she's a DEI hire, right? But in this clip here, a black woman is going to expose how she was formerly a Democrat, and when she openly began to support Trump, here's some of the comments that she gets from so-called her people. Let's take a look.
So ever since I've showed my support to Donald Trump, the internet has called me a clown. I'm not educated. I'm not black. They wish Donald Trump would rape my daughters. They want me to go jump off a bridge. I mean, the amount of hateful things that people are leaving under my comments, it's so disgusting. You guys are so for love and peace and unity, but actually you guys are the most hateful people. You guys are a bunch of snowflakes. You can't handle somebody just stating their opinion. You can support Kamala Harris on your page. That's fine. That's okay. I don't expect anybody or everybody to think like me. So it's wild to me.
Can you name a single Harris accomplishment or result from the time that she was elected vice president? 3.5 years. Can you name just one? 70% cannot name anything.
And that's what annoys me about like the whole hype around Kamala Harris, right? You got the Kamala Harris supporters, right? And you saw from my 2-part clip, the first clip is a former Democrat who began becoming a open Trump supporter, and how she's getting lambastic with like negative comments. And this, it's the internet. You get used to it, but it's the vitriol, right? You hoping harm, you wishing harm upon her family over a politician. Does that sound like a pro-black person to you? Like let's sit down and think about this logically. If you're black first, if you pro-black, okay, if someone in your race has a different view of how to approach the problems in your community, how does that person become a cool Uncle Tom sellout? Explain that to me. Why would you wish death upon a person because they have a different view on how we should approach the problems affecting our community? Make that make sense to me. It sounds like a lot of these pro-blacks, these fake pro-blacks online, that's why I call them the fake pro-blacks, because really, in reality, they are pro-Democrat operatives. That's it. They're pro-Democrat. That's the only way all this fear-mongering makes sense. And black people are starting to get tired of it, especially people like me. We're starting to get tired of y'all Harrison supporters. In the second clip, I just did that to emphasize my point. 70% of y'all can't even name one accomplishment that VP Harris has done to garner such support from you guys. Yet you have the gall to sit here and wag your fingers at us, trying to, y'all gonna be sad when Trump put in that Project 2025. No, I'm voting for Agenda 47. Make the argument how I'm voting for Project 2025 when it's not even on Donald Trump's official platform. But me, I can't find a single platform, at least like perspective or on Kamala Harris's platform. But for some reason, she's garnering all this support. This is why many people think it's manufactured. This is her record right here. 2019, she dropped out of the Democratic primaries with 1% support. Between 21 to 2024, lowest approval ratings for a VP in modern history. After getting installed as the nominee, she's one of the greatest politicians of all time. The media is dishonest and the Democrat Party is a cult. This is what's going to drive some people who are more in the middle to vote for Trump just for rage. Because y'all not making any logical sense, you Democrat people. Like, y'all really, like, pissing me off. 7% of people cannot name a single Kamala Harris accomplishment from her time as VP, but you got media and these news outlets rewriting history, right? They call it the borders are 2021. Now that the borders are one of the biggest problems that America has, and they don't want Kamala being tied with the border, they try everything they can to distance Kamala from the border. Oh, she was responsible for overseeing the root cause of immigration. Like, media, y'all lacking self-awareness here. Come on. Harrison supporters, y'all definitely lacking self-awareness. Y'all got no policies to tell me why I should vote for her over Kamala. All the policies positions I do refer, the only time I hear her talking about policy was when she was running for 2020, the 2020 election, her time as a senator. But y'all here deleting information, so I can't make an informed decision about your candidate. And my rule of thumb is, if people are hiding information about someone, I automatically disregard them as a candidate. That's just how I roll, right? And I'll implore Americans to do the same. If there's an active campaign to hide or rewrite history, or to go back, like reverse history, correct history from 2020, it already written. Like me, if I already did the video, I'm not gonna go back to an old video I did and redo the video or edit the video. I'm just gonna be like, yo, I said it at the time, it was correct. I'm gonna leave it there to keep the timelines consistent. But you going back in time to rewrite time, like, come on, what game y'all playing? And it doesn't help that 97% of U.S. journalists are Democrat. So in my head, right, my distrusting ass, I don't trust people easy. So when people are doing something like that, I'm like, I'm not trusting you. Throw the whole candidate away. I don't trust her anymore. You're trying to manipulate me into voting for this lady. And that's how I take it. And this is what's going to support the rage vote for Trump. because at least we know this guy's vetted. I say if y'all had something really atrocious on Trump, y'all would have been exposed it already, but y'all don't. Trump is the most vetted U.S. president in U.S. Presidential candidate in history. Y'all went through this man's life with a fine-tooth comb, and the most y'all could find was his sexual escapades as a playboy. But God forbid, if we bring up Kamala Harris' sexual history, you want to call it sexist. Okay. We give you the same energy you give Trump. And just like Biden can't handle the same level of scrutiny y'all give Trump, I know damn for sure Harris can't withstand the same level of scrutiny. But I digress, right? Frank Luntz was the one who put out that video. Can you name a single Kamala Harris accomplishment or result from the time she was VP 3.5 years later? Can you name just one? 70% cannot name anything. The other 30% are making stuff up. The best line of attack so far on Harris. She has no accomplishments. 90% turnover of staff due to being an abusive boss. Bro, how can you win on this? How can you win on this? Many people hold Kamala responsible for hiding the mental decline of Joe Biden. Oh, you hid this from us, right? And I'm pretty sure y'all remember Simone Sanders, right? Simone Sanders was a former employee of Kamala Harris, and she won't stop taking televised shots at her former boss, right? Does this sound like a person you want to rule over you? Like, think about it. Do you want someone who mistreat their employees? 90% turnover? What? Let's listen in.
My experience had been, it was new for me when I worked for her because I had never worked for a high-profile woman before. I had only ever worked for men. And there was one day at work where I was like, ma'am, you might be the last woman I work for because this is a...
There's a story there.
It's a lot. This a lot.
Yeah, she is a lot. But the media is trying to make her out to be some relatable, charismatic hire. And then, I don't know what to say sometimes, man. Because it infuriates me, like the kind of people that sit here and protect her, right? So the media now, right? And this is about the media now, because I'm trying to give the Kamala stuff a break because I feel like I've been talking about her too much. I think I gave all my angles on her. So if anyone has a complaint, oh, why y'all supported Kamala, I'm just going to refer you to a video because at this point I have covered every angle of why I despise this lady other than her race and her gender. But I digress, right? So the media is out here parroting this talking point of trying to label Trump and J.D. Vance as weird. So let's take a quick look of their psyop and then I'll give my reaction to it. Let's take a quick look.
Some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
These guys are just weird. That's who they are.
As weird and creepy as J.D. Vance.
Super weird idea from J.D. Vance.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's quite weird. They're just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
Just plain weird.
That stuff is weird. They come across weird, and then they start being weird. Yeah, they're weird.
Being a really weird.
He's such a weirdo.
Donald Trump and his weirdo running mate are weird. Deeply and profoundly weird.
They are weird.
These Republicans just being weird, it's just weird. It's really weird.
Republican weirdness goes even deeper.
Imagine how mad I am right now to be called weird by these people, right? These people who support castrating children because a boy felt like he was a girl one day, right? Weird that they can't define what a woman is, but all of a sudden, when we're criticizing Kamala Harris, they find a way to call us a sexist. Oh, so you know what a woman is now, huh? These are the people calling you weird. These are the same weird people. I'm talking about the mainstream media and these liberal Democrats who only have first world problems, who were celebrating what was going on in the Olympics in Paris for the opening ceremonies. Jill Biden called it spectacular, but we're the weird ones. Okay, right? When I said the media lacks self-awareness, this is what I'm talking about. Liberals project their insecurities or whatever the hell they are onto other people, and then they accuse you of what they're doing. Like, make it make sense. This has been, if you have learned nothing about my videos, all of it is mainly projection. The liberal weaponized empathy to manipulate people to get what they want. That's a socialist playbook. Deception. And this is what I'm talking about. But these weird people, when was the last time a political party was committed to racially segregating people like this? Sheesh, talk about weird, right? Because now we can use the attack against them, right? Because look, they're doing white dudes for Harris, right? They just did white women for Harris. I did a video of that yesterday. Oh my God, I couldn't stand them. Oh my God. Well, last thing I need is a bunch of liberal white women where half of them have mental health issues, and you expect me to listen to them? Harrison supporters, this is what I'm talking about. Harrison supporters, this is how y'all rub people the wrong way. This is why I have a problem with preachy liberal women. Because preachy liberal women, half of them have mental health issues, and they're sitting here trying to tell you why you need therapy. These people have the gall to call you weird, but here's a clip. I don't want to play it because I don't like it, but Greg Foreman was funny, so I wanted to bookmark it. White man went from conquering the world to this. What happened? White dudes for Kamala Harris meeting started off attacking masculinity, right? And this is the problem I've been pointing out about the Democratic Party for a long time. Like these black liberal women, they sit here, oh, black men don't want to get behind a woman. Nah, we don't want to get behind a Democrat, especially a California Democrat who's so progressive. There's no point. She's too far out there. And instead of admitting the reality of their candidate, they want to still push here and call you a sexist because you don't want to support it. Look, there's tiers to Trump supporters, bro. You got the first tier, people who will silently vote for Trump. You got the second tier, like me, who will openly say, yeah, I'm voting for Trump, and so what? You got the third, like, yo, I'm going to put a Trump sign right in front of my yard. Y'all pushing me towards tier 3, okay? Because y'all attack masculinity, y'all attack who I am, like, on a personal level. Like, y'all don't like my personality, just say that. But y'all see, yo, toxic masculinity. Oh, you like to take care of yourself. You like to work out. You have a stay-at-home wife. You're toxic. You're controlling. Get out of my face. You wouldn't like it if I sit here demonizing your single childless lifestyle, right? And it's the funny part about these feminists. And then I'm gonna get into this. That's the funny thing about these Harrison supporters. A lot of them are single women, most likely childless, right? And if you say anything about their lifestyle, they're gonna throw a hissy fit online. But here they are, right? If they find out about your lifestyle, you got 2 kids, 2 beautiful kids. Oh, what do your wife do? Oh, she's a stay-at-home mom. She's a homemaker. You're going to make fun of my wife. You're going to say something about my wife. That's why I don't put my family up there, because I'm happy. I'm content. I want to keep that private. You don't need to know your business. You can be miserable. You and me. That's it. I don't need you to drag my family into this. And they'll be the first one to critique, oh, your wife should do this. Your wife should do that. But God forbid, a conservative man said, nah, childless cat ladies shouldn't be running this country because they have no skin in the game. They'll make policies that's not concerning of the future generation. Oh my God, he's demonizing cat women. He hates single women. The sight of single women it infuriates the right-wing men. The sight of a happy wife, a happy married couple, infuriates liberal women. How about that? Let's play that game. And it's true. Every time a wife who's happy who loves her husband, she shows any of her life on TikTok, you got all these miserable women on TikTok trying to say, oh, you're a doormat, you're this. You try to rain on her parade, essentially. These feminism has really rotten the brain of a lot of these single liberal women. And they wonder why half of them have mental health issues. Under 30 years old. Under 30 years old, half of them have mental health issues. That is concerning. That is very concerning for me. But, I digress. Let's listen to the white dudes for Trump. White dude for Trump. Imagine, but they like to call us weird. But they're putting on this weird Zoom call where they're segregating people based on gender, race. Make it make sense. I digress.
And that happens at the same time as the myths around America that we grew up with, that we as men are expected to be protectors and providers, are going out into an economy that doesn't really allow for that, especially for working class folks.
Yeah, but government spending is the cause of inflation, right? Like, at the end of this video, I'm gonna show you a graph that I really want to highlight, and then I'll end off the video.
And sort of like compounding on that, masculinity as a trope has been co-opted by the MAGA right into something that feeds into and exacerbates the loneliness epidemic as well.
The right isn't cultivating anything. All the right is saying, hey, let's go back to a time where we were at our most successful, our most innovative, our strongest, at our strongest. Let's go back to that. You know when you do something and it ends up messing something up, you reverse what you did. That's what the conservatives want to do. Hey, look, the trends we're going here ain't giving us the best outcomes. Men are falling behind in education because one component of masculinity is competitiveness. But you let these white liberal women, right, gentle parent you into a more cooperative mode, right? And that's not where men thrive at their best. That's my argument anyway, because competition brings up higher quality people, higher quality candidates, regardless of what you do. Cooperation is, people are not incentivized to be individually better. They'll just lean on someone else to do that for them. And sometimes, and here's the negative of cooperation or cooperative mind frame, is that one individual who does have the skills, who tend to be versatile, will be overworked compared to everyone else because everyone else is leaning on him. While competitiveness is like, no, you stand on your own, you make yourself better, and we all compete against each other and make the best person win. And it'll rise up the quality of everyone around us. That's why capitalism wins, is the best system out there.
Mental health crisis that many face that end up leading to really destructive behaviors. We aren't the only ones that are hurt by these things. Black and brown people, LGBTQIA plus people, especially trans women and indigenous people, and all sorts of other folks in our society who've been historically and often still today are marginalized and being hurt, demonized, and marginalized even further. So
marginalized even further, right? Like all this woke crap, like, let me pair the talking points, let me sing my religion, right? Exhausted journalist finally gets to bed after a long day of copying and pasting Democrat talking points. Yes, of course, 97% of them are Democrats, right? And they're gonna sit here and complain about all the negative outcomes from their policy. Here's the federal government revenue and then the spending. This is why conservatives get angry, because they're like, look at the revenue we get. This is the green. Look at the revenue we have. Look how much money we spend. Discretionary. I think every 1,000 represents a billions. Yes, this is in billions. So we only got a $1.6 billion deficit. That's how much we're overspending compared to how much. And you wonder why Democrats want to tax people so much. And look at it, almost $658 billion just for net interest, just to pay interest. Medicare made healthcare more expensive, and look how much we're spending on it just to have more expensive healthcare. Make it make sense. We already spending $832 billion for Medicare that was supposed to make healthcare more affordable, and it's still more expensive in 2024. So what did a Democrat really do? Democrats Democrats are, let me show you. Democrats are the type of people who they finish the test fast and you think, oh man, he must have got, oh damn, he must be really smart. He was the first one to finish the test. And then after the gradings come out, you found out that he had the worst score. That's Democrats. They like to do something, and then when whatever the hell they just did end up making the problem worse, they don't take any accountability for it. That's one of the reasons why you shouldn't vote Democrat. But I digress. Keep it up, Harrison supporters. Keep pushing. Keep trying to do this little routine of gaslighting people and fear-mongering people about Trump. All I'm going to say is, hey, you make the decision for yourself. Go research Trump's platform. His agenda is Agenda 47, not Project 2025. The reason, and here's the incentive. The reason why they keep pointing people to 2025 is that the Project 2025 thing is, it has like 93 pages, and no one's going to sit there and read all that. While Trump's Agenda 47 is literally one page. You just scroll down to the bottom. And that's Trump's policy platform. They don't debate that. They debate Project 2025. While Kamala Harris doesn't even have a policy position yet. So you have to go based on her past comments. And her past comments, she's a socialist. I don't vote for socialist because of their track record historically. But, I digress. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me hear some of your thoughts. Are you one of the rage voters for Trump? Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end of the video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.